All right, Taurus, welcome to your weekly sidereal forecast for July 13th through the 19th. My name is Athen. So this week we have a lot going on. If you have any questions, please let me know. I'm going to go through it step by step. The biggest thing is that we do have this new moon here on Wednesday in your second house, which is about your values. So this next lunar cycle is very much about values. It's about the simple pleasures of life, the sensual enjoyments, nature, basically anything that connects to things you enjoy, especially in the material realm. So new beginnings there, and always with any new moon, it's a time of pause and reflection and perhaps, setting some new intentions regarding these things. This is also finances and assets as well, by the way. But like I've been saying with Pluto in this configuration opposing up to that second, there's been this strong emphasis of balance of both the non-material and the material. And that's going to be continuing this week with Mars now opposing up to Pluto exact midweek here. So the important thing is that with Mercury going over Mars while this happens, there is this understanding more about your assertiveness. There's also understanding more about your relationships and also the spiritual side of life, which is Mars, who rules your 7th and your 12th house. And perhaps you might be quite direct and quite assertive about these second house matters because Mercury does naturally rule that second house of yours. So if there's any new intentions, about asserting yourself there, putting energy into it, this is also about confidence. I think your confidence levels, are going through this, transformation, in a positive way because it's boosting that. You can see that with Mars here in that second house, but understanding more about that. And, with Mercury, naturally also your 5th house, it's understanding about, what you enjoy in the playful and fun side of life as well. So anyways, lots of activity here in the second, new beginnings, and all of that will require that balance because Pluto is reminding you to have non-attachment to the material side of things and to, to come from the place where you're willing to change there, willing to change your own, perhaps, self-worth. So the key there is to be grateful. The key here is to, be very humble and appreciative of the abundance that you do have in your life, of the values that you do have, and then naturally Pluto will not be attached. And in that way, it can transform, it can shape, and all these positive changes can flow and come into an easier fruition for you. So that being said, also having non-attachment to the deeper side of life, and perhaps letting go of some things relating to that as well, which is about transformation, but finding balance between what's material value and what's non-material value, and finding the middle path with that. So that's going to be the strong emphasis, especially around Wednesday when this opposition and new moon goes exact here in your second. But leading into it on Monday, the sun will be squaring up to Uranus. So it is a week of patience. Saturn's going to be playing a role as well. So on Monday, though, in particular, I'm not going to any extremes with any of these values or material things will be an important consideration. Also not with anything relating to home and family, being patient with those matters because the sun rules your 4th. And Uranus often does want to make some sudden extreme changes, wants to, just hurry up and do stuff. So it is important to have that balance there and take it slow. But maybe there are some changes, maybe there are some things there that are liberating in those areas that maybe you can, work towards, which is what the square energy represents. So that's going to be Monday. Mercury will also be trining up to Neptune, which is nice. So I think there is a flow of mind here. Good imagination, actually, regarding these second house matters about your self-expression, spiritual sort of, element to all of this, which is supporting it, which is I think you should have a pretty good faith and trust in regards to all these things, especially at the beginning of the week. Then Monday and Tuesday, the sun trines up to Chiron, so all of that can be very healing. And your 10th house is actually pretty well aspected this week. So anything relating to career, work, public-related things should flow quite nice with all these aspects up to Chiron and Neptune. And then Monday through Thursday, so pretty much this whole work week, we've got Venus squaring up to Saturn. So here, Venus is going to be shifting into your 4th house this week around midweek. So first of all, I think you can certainly enjoy home, family, the emotional side of life. But keeping it grounded, keeping it patient with that, wanting to, it's important to see it in a grounded way and to work at it because that's what Saturn represents. Venus does also, naturally rule your 6th house of routine and health. So perhaps putting any more energy into that, since Saturn has already been showing you over many years, over the past few years, the importance of taking care of your health, your routine, your diet, and stuff like that. And there's something else to finish up with that over the next couple months with Saturn dipping back into your 6th. So it's a good week for those matters to work hard at that. And since Venus is just naturally your ruler, being patient, working hard, taking it slow in general this week, I think will be very, very important for you, Taurans. So that's going to be pretty much the whole week. And then, like I said, new beginnings shaping up in that second house on Wednesday. Then Saturday and Sunday over the weekend, Mercury will be squaring up to Uranus. So radical thinking, breaking free with some new ideas here. So again, a lot of this scoring up from this 11th house. Try not to go to any extremes here with your ideals, visions, hopes, dreams, wishes. All these things are great and you can certainly work towards them. But again, it's that patient energy of the square, and not throwing the baby out with the bathwater and making a bunch of sudden changes. But maybe there are some slow and steady changes to be made. And I think all of that you can find quite healing, actually, when it is about giving, contributing, and things like that, since Chiron will be trining up to that Mercury from the 10th while that takes place. So, in a nutshell, your second house certainly activated, finding the balance here. Non-attachment is key, and then allowing these areas to change for these new beginnings, which are shaping up for you for the next 30 days. So, Taurus, have a nice week. If you have any questions, please let me know. Thank you again for all of your support, and I will talk to you all next time. Take care.